President Trump's Cold War with social media is heating up. That's next on Keep It Social. What's up, y'all? I'm Paris, and this is Keep It Social. Facebook joined Twitter in removing President Trump's campaign video paying tribute to George Floyd over copyright complaints. Snapchat also decided to stop promoting the president's account on its Discover platform. This comes just weeks after the White House issued an executive order targeting social media after Twitter fact-checked President Trump. So, to join me in this conversation about rising tensions between the White House and social media is my lovely co-host, Terrence. What's up, Terrence? How's it going?
I'm well. How are you today, Paris?
I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there. And we also have with us today Chris Mills-Rodrigo, who is a reporter for The Hill in Washington, D.C., who's been covering the story. What's up, Chris? How are you?
Hey, y'all. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being with us. So, Chris, the Trump campaign is accusing these companies of censorship, but do they really have a point there?
I think it's really hard to say in this case that the Trump campaign claim of being censored or singled out by any policies can be made here. This 4-minute long Trump campaign video was removed from Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter because it included unauthorized copyrighted material. I believe it was an image in the video that was subjected to copyright claims. And under the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, or the DMCA, social media platforms can be held liable if they do not remove infringing content. So what happened in this case is that someone submitted a copyright claim to these companies about the video. The social media companies evaluated that claim. Third-party research groups also evaluated that claim, and they made the determination that it infringed copyright laws and took the video down. This is something that happens for really anyone. It's not particularly President Trump, but if you were to post a clip from a movie, you would probably have it taken down as well.
I mean, this is politically charged. Everything that he does is politically charged. Obviously, by nature, he's a politician, but we also know that he's a very politically divisive president. He's proven to be, and so I think in many ways, a lot of what he does is about catering to his base, and I think he tried to do that sort of with this video. I mean, it's a campaign video, but it just didn't. Just to use this really grave moment that has ignited this movement across the country to in that sense of campaigning, it feels off to say the least.
It does feel off, and I think it's actually really strategic when you think about who President Trump's base is, right? These people who feel like progression is somewhat silencing them, right? And so you see how that parallels this experience that Trump is having with Twitter in particular, right? Like what he's doing is progressive. He's talking about this serious moment in this serious time, and he's being silenced for it, right? He's being censored. Right. And I think that is really hitting home, and he knows it's hitting home with his fan base, and he's going to run it as much as possible. I think it's something that we've seen from a lot of conservative people online who are saying, you know, these liberals, all of these people are silencing me. They're silencing me, right? And I just think this is another version of that conversation.
The sort of theme of anti-conservative bias or censorship from Silicon Valley has been pretty prevalent throughout President Trump's whole time in office and even during his campaign. And it is, you're right, something that he's hit on a lot in terms of campaigning against some sort of like, leftist control of a media or like a social media institution. This is, pretty clear in the fact that that's social media executive order that you mentioned earlier had been bouncing around Washington for over a year. It's not something that just happened overnight. I think quickly, though, it's good to address that these claims of anti-conservative bias have not really been substantiated. And I think it's pretty easy to kind of find counterexamples to this just by looking at conservative content on social media. President Trump, for example, has 80 million followers on Twitter and 27 million likes on his Facebook page. It's really hard to say that he's having his voice suppressed. Another example is Candace Owens posted a video about the death of George Floyd last week, and it was viewed over 40 million times in just 2 days. For comparison's sake, that's about 8 more times than the office reunion video, which I guess some people are into. Before coming on the show, I just checked what were the most popular posts in the last 24 hours on Facebook in terms of interactions. And they came from Trump, Kylie Jenner, an account supporting Trump, and Ben Shapiro, who's a writer for the Daily Wire. There have also been several lawsuits alleging that social media companies are censoring conservative voices, but these have all been thrown out for a variety of reasons, including that as private companies, these social media platforms have the First Amendment right to decide to throw out content,
Right.
Which I think is an important thing that kind of gets lost.
Right. I think I agree. I think people, like, we have this expectation that these platforms, like, we are guaranteed a space to say exactly what we want, how we want, and no one can take it down. Right.
Right. Well, somebody has to take control, don't they? So, well, Chris, thanks so much for joining us. We really appreciate your insights and your time.
Thanks so much for having me. Looking forward to keeping an eye on this important issue. Obviously, it's important to remember how much social media does affect our lives and how many people do get their news through social media. So seeing how this plays out is going to be fascinating.
Absolutely. We'll be watching it too. Well, that's it for us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our social channels and let us know what and who you'd like to see on the show. We'll see you next time. And until then, Terrence, tell them what to do.
Keep it social.